Okay, we are back. Sorry about those technical difficulties. In the beginning of the show, you listeners that are listening to the download, don't worry because there are no technical difficulties other than me just talking about it. We're getting right into it. Sorry, I'm a little disheveled because we have tons of things to talk about. We are jam-packed with stories and news across the sports world. So we'll get into the introductions right away. I am your host, Fuzzy.
I'm your host, J-Mez.
I'm your host, C-Dubs.
And this is FuzzJockRadio, your live entertainment sports network affiliation type of thing for FuzzTalkRadio. FuzzJockRadio, the premier listeners and watchers of sports games. That is our slogan, and the part that I said that is our slogan is part of our slogan.
It's going to be on our shirt.
We need to figure. Actually, guys, this is a good point. We do need to figure out a slogan one of these days. If you listeners have any ideas, you can always contact us at fuzzjockradio@gmail.com or through our Twitter, Facebook. Anything that's FuzzJock Radio, just send us a message and we'll figure out a slogan for next week, or our tagline, if you will. How's it going, guys? How's your week? How's everything going on? We'll talk about our week, huh?
Oh.
What's going on?
Well, as everyone knows, I'm sure there was a new Pokemon game released, so things are pretty great.
Yeah,
I hear I haven't played it yet, but
I thought the reason why you're bringing it up earlier before the show started is because you were playing it.
No, not yet.
Okay, not yet. So you will.
Yeah.
Are you still stuck on that Luigi's Mansion?
No, we finished that one.
Oh, you finished that last week, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was waiting to play the Pokemon game with my son, and the UPS driver was pretty late on the delivery that evening.
Did he play with you guys? Yeah, the UPS driver.
No, not the UPS driver.
Why not?
Well, because
it was late. He was probably getting right off. It was probably just getting done with his shift.
Yeah, but my son wasn't home at that point.
Well, perfect time. What? Wait a minute. You'd rather invite the UPS driver to play video games with you guys when your son's home than not?
No, you missed the whole story.
You.
No, my son was home. We were waiting for the game to be delivered so we can play the new Pokemon game.
Mm-hmm.
And the UPS driver didn't make it. Then it came time for my son to go to his other home.
Okay.
And after that point, then the UPS driver finally showed up and was like, "Oh, here's your games." I was like, "Dude, thanks. You do a great job." It's tough work to be a delivery driver. So
do you want to come in and play some of this game that I just got that you just delivered?
But I can't because I'm waiting to play it with my son.
I don't think you get the point. C-Dubs, how's it going? How's your week?
My week was good. Jam-packed full of sports. My lord, there's so much sports that's happening.
Yeah, there's a lot of sports this week.
Mm-hmm.
So many sports.
Just sports all around for you?
Yeah, basically.
That's cool.
Work. Lots of work.
Suppose you do work for the MLB, so it's pretty neat.
So work is sports, too.
Work is sports.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, man, that's convoluted.
Sometimes sports is work.
Yeah, convolution. Yeah.
Yeah, convolution. That's our tagline.
We're very convolution.
FuzzJock Radio, convolution.
For me, I don't remember what I did this last week, really.
Nice.
It went by really fast, but at the same time, a lot of things happened. Got some new lizard creatures for my tank, which I've been just sitting next to them, just staring off into this, I was going to say space, but it's not really space. It's staring off into this jungle that I created for these little animals.
Your new friends. I hope they feel welcome here.
It feels like they've been here for a long time because, like, when you walked in, you're like, "Oh, you got the anoles," and I'm like, "Well, didn't you see him last week?" And you're like, "No, you didn't have him yet." I'm like, a lot of things happen in a week.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of like this week of sports. A lot of things happened. It's fucking jam packed.
Yeah.
So we probably should get right into it. Monday Night Football. Did the black cat that crossed the path keep bringing the funness to this game?
Well, I'll give this
Funness to
one like I gave that other one earlier this year. It gets a pass as being a football game. It was tight.
Yeah, it was a football game.
There was at least stuff happening.
It was
But
a
the first half
high
was
scoring
really
game.
boring. Huh?
High scoring game.
Fairly.
Yeah,
Better than
Yeah.
better than it was, and
Yeah.
close to another overtime game.
Yes, almost.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say yes. The black cat
Yeah.
has still saved the path of the Monday Night Football extravaganza.
Yeah, I'm on board with that.
Yeah,
It was a pass, so
yeah. Okay, so
It was a pretty good pass, though.
yeah, still a pass.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that
still
pass
pass.
that got intercepted. That was
You're-
a good pass for the other team.
For
That
the
won.
other team.
You were mentioning that Philip Rivers was having kind of a tough week.
Yeah, oh man, he was under a lot of duress, and he was just screaming and yelling at everyone the whole game. He seemed like he was not having a good time.
At the
Poor
la-
guy.
close to the last play, he fumbled while passing, and he had to yell at his players to, "That was a fumble, pick that up."
Yeah, he
Which
had
was
to
really
point
neat.
at the ball and scream, "That's a fumble!" And then the player had to jump on top of it. It's pretty funny.
Things you don't want to find yourself saying when you're a quarterback.
Yeah. So
Um,
Kansas City reigns on top in the AFC West.
Okay. What was I gonna say? The game seemed to be getting kind of scrappy.
Yeah, they started getting a little fighty there, kind of like some other games we've seen this week.
Yeah. Thursday night. Let's just say it.
Fighting.
Thursday night
Yeah.
was
Thursday night fight.
basically like you didn't have to go to the boxing ring to go see the fight. It was
Nope.
right on the field.
Why'd they do that?
Player antagonizing another player, and the other guy got hot-headed, took the other guy's helmet off, and swing.
What?
And
Just bashed him.
Man, I'm gonna say it. That's unsportsmanlike.
de- definitely is.
Very much
And then
so.
another guy comes in and starts fighting and starts throwing punches, and another guy kicks another player on the ground, and
Dude, I saw that video.
the
Like
officials had no control over it.
No.
the player that's trying to like help his teammate on the ground, who comes in and starts swinging, like he's just missing everything, and then he goes for a kick, but like one of his teammates like walks in front of him at the wrong time, so like he kicks his own teammate.
Yeah.
wasn't-
There was one guy trying to help that was just like missing everything.
Oh, Pouncy.
Yeah.
Bouncy.
It seems, I don't know. It's not cool. It's NFL,
No.
and you're not expecting fights like that, let alone throwing a helmet at somebody.
Yeah. It's pretty brutal to do that even. Like, for a league that pretends to be so worried about concussions, I mean, there
No,
you go. That's how you get a concussion.
Right there. Luckily, the guy didn't get hit over the head instead of the side of the head like he did.
Yes. And he got hit on the side of the helmet, which is an area that can bend. Had he been hit with the top of the helmet, he would have probably been unconscious.
That's not good. But you could say that it was an assault with a deadly weapon to a point.
Yeah. That's the big debate right now is where do you draw the line between regular assault and what's happening on a football field?
It's
Like,
it's okay that it happened on. I mean, that
What-
it happened on the field.
What consequences is this player facing for that?
he's suspended indefinitely.
Indefinitely.
So for sure guaranteed to the end of this season and possibly into the next one.
So
Yeah, I mean, like,
definitely correct me if I'm wrong here. I'm not good with law or anything like that, but with an assault, for something to happen to the person that caused the assault, charges would have to be brought. Correct.
Yes.
yeah. I
So
think that's-
who would bring up the charges for that assault on the field?
Well,
And
he'd have to be
can they?
reported. So I guess Mason Rudolph would have to report the assault to the authorities.
Okay. What
about like?
could the public?
I was gonna say like the team owner or something, and like that's his team, that's his property, destruction to his property. Could he do it?
Or the public, could we bring charges against him because we witnessed an assault?
It's interesting. See, but the thing is, it's not assault because it was an act on a football field.
But why is it? Because why?
I don't know. That's a great question, but it's not. There's a line.
I mean, anytime they have fights on a basketball court, because that happens and people swing punches. Charges aren't. I don't know. I had never looked it up, but I would assume that charges aren't brought up.
Hockey as well. People fight in hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's what a weird thing about hockey is that hockey, you expect to see fights.
Yeah, that goes the other way completely.
Well, no, it's part of hockey culture. Are those fights?
That's a great way you put it, because it is part of the hockey culture, but it's not part of the hockey game. It's an infraction to fight, so it's in fact not part of the game. But it is part of the culture.
Because boxing, you're stepping into the ring knowing that you're going to be assaulted, and you're agreeing to that. Okay, so then when do they? Yeah. So I guess when do they cross the line with that? What is an assault and what is a football play or a basketball play? Because like tackling somebody could be technically assault.
Yeah. They must be in the waivers and contracts they sign.
There's got to be waivers.
Mm-hmm.
That if something happens on the football field, you can't bring charges against somebody else. Something like, I don't know. It's weird.
In something like this, I mean, this is pretty egregious. Why couldn't Mason Rudolph? And actually, that's probably going to be tested. It sounds like he might sue Myles Garrett, so they might test this.
Wow. It'll be interesting to hear the outcome.
A story that we're going to have to follow.
Yep. We'll have to follow this one closely.
Yeah. So we all agree that wasn't good.
No, not good at all.
Not good at all.
Yep.
We watched a video through the streamer that I enjoy a lot. I enjoy that person's streams about. I found that person while watching the Twins streams and Twins games, and every once in a while the Twins would get on the stream, and he's goofy about things and he's funny and does a lot of ad libs or whatever. Watching this fight through his video, I kind of got turned off by him because he was just joking around by it, and it was strange. It was I get that he's goofy and stuff, but I just wanted to throw that in there. That just seeing that, just kind of how he reacted to it was weird.
Yeah, I watched the videos too, and I kind of felt the same way. That's why when I showed you it, I was like, you can mute this if you want to.
Yeah, because it's not funny, and it's not. I don't think it's funny. Something to joke about. Just to throw that out there.
Yeah.
You know what is funny, or you can say is funny, is what Colin Kaepernick pulled on Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick pulled on the NFL this last weekend. Did you hear about that?
Am I right in hearing that he was signed?
No, he was the quarterback that hasn't been signed.
Yeah.
He had a practice or like a show of his talents, if you will. What do you call it?
Workout.
A workout for all the NFL teams to come check him out and see his capabilities after not playing for how many years? Like 3 years.
3. Mm-hmm.
And the NFL was all around it. And go ahead, C-Dubs.
So they were gonna do it at a kind of like they're doing it at the Falcons facility, and there's gonna be this big showing of the NFL being like, look what we're doing. Oh, we're bringing Colin Kaepernick. But then they kind of started acting really weird towards him about it just before it was about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And he realized that it basically was a publicity stunt for them. And so he was like, okay, you know what? If you're serious, come here to my facility and you can watch me practice there. And so he went to a facility just a few miles away, and he held his own workout for the media. And the media showed up, and a few scouts showed up as well. And some of the people who watched it said that his arm talent is elite.
Okay, hold
His
on.
body is great. Yep.
So a couple of the things that the NFL was doing that was kind of goofy was no media involved.
No.
They didn't let him know who his receivers were going to be.
Oh.
And there was something else that was really strange.
You wouldn't know what teams were showing up.
And didn't know what teams were showing up.
Oh no, that's really cool, right?
And so you know what's going to happen with that pretty much closed door meeting?
Yeah.
Is the end result will be the NFL allowed Kaepernick to show the talents, but he didn't. You know, like they could make the story whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
You know, but he was wise to that, and yeah. Once again, C-Dubs, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but
no.
So what were they saying about?
They were just saying that his arm talent was elite. His body looked great. It's like he hasn't taken any time off, and it's because he hasn't. He's been working out, waiting for this opportunity every day since his last snap.
Yeah.
So, it's it's out there. People can see with their own eyes. He looks good.
So
They should maybe sign him. Someone.
Yeah. I think the Bears should sign him.
yeah,
Maybe Carolina Panthers.
you know who shouldn't sign him? Vikings,
That's right.
because our boy Kirk Cousins had a phenomenal game on Sunday.
Yes, he did.
Did you watch that at all, Jameis?
No, I missed that.
Did
one.
you hear about it at all, Jameis? You were kind of talking about this.
I saw like reaction on Facebook where it's just like my news feed's like, "Oh come on Vikings! Oh what a horrible game! Oh I can't believe it! No, no!" And then just all of a sudden it's like, "Skull Vikes," and I was like, "Cool,
So
sounds good."
With what you saw from your Facebook feed, what do you think happened in that game?
Here's my hot take:
Yeah, your hot take.
Kirk Cousins is trying to put up garbage stats, and accidentally won. He's trying, and then he's like, "Oh, whoops."
That's a hot take. That is a hot take.
Yeah.
I don't know. You remember what we were talking about the last podcast where he's a humble guy and he drives that van or whatever and doesn't like to show his elite status.
Maybe he's not.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Whoops."
Oops. Oh, Stefan Diggs is actually good.
Yeah. Get the ball to
Maybe.
Diggs.
Maybe.
Get the ball to Diggs.
So, if you follow our Twitter feed, you would have noticed that we were tweeting out to Diggs, trying to do the Wiggins fuzzy Twitter hugs.
Mm-hmm.
And C-Dubs, like you say that it worked.
Yeah, we sent one out during the game. He hadn't even had a single look yet in the game, or a target. He actually had one, but it was taken away by a penalty, so it doesn't count. But he hadn't had a target yet in the game, so we sent out the tweet, and about 2 plays later, giant bomb to Diggs, and then we kept up with the sending out the tweets to Diggs, and he's had a huge game, 5 receptions, over 120, or I think 140 yards maybe.
That's our guy.
Touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
He was killing it. So that's why we got to keep tweeting at these people. It's working, guys. Send your best emojis.
Yeah,
dude.
Let the players know that you're rooting for them, and that you have positive thoughts about how they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really believe in the positive vibes type of thing.
No, that's stupid. But like tweeting emojis is the real deal.
Yeah. It's the tweet hugs, the fuzzy tweet hugs.
Mm-hmm. They're different.
It's good for them. It brings up their morale, even though that they're not on their phone. Well, no, some of them are. I keep forgetting. Some of them are on their phone during the game because the Twins do. They're outfielders. They're on their phone during the game. They're just like, hey, the FuzzJock Radio.
They're doing. They're checking.
Fans love us. What are the fans' names of FuzzJock Radio?
The jock straps.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that. If you're a fan, if you're listening right now, send us an email or a tweet or what have you, of what you would like to be called, as a fan of FuzzJockRadio.
That seems appropriate.
Yeah. So slogans. By next week, we'll have slogans and
And a motto.
And fan names.
Mm-hmm. A theme song.
Yeah.
A MySpace blog.
Oh, yeah, MySpace is dead, Doug.
Man,
I don't know about MySpace.
should bring it back.
We could.
We're getting back on the Google Plus wagon.
Oh man, they already shut that down too.
Oh fuck, man.
Kind of like how the Gophers were shut down.
Oh yeah, the Gophers.
Yeah, the Gophers lost this week.
It wasn't that much of a shutdown, was it?
Well, the beginning of the game it was.
Yeah, they came back though.
What's up with this beginning of the games shit? Like, the Monday Night Football beginning of the game was horrible. The beginning of the Minnesota Vikings beginning of their game was like some of the people are saying that it's the worst football they've ever seen. Was the first half of the Vikings, who, like, what was up their ass? And then you're saying that the Gophers had a pretty shitty first half too?
Yep. Something about first halves. People just aren't ready. They're not pumped up enough. It's because they're not getting enough tweet emojis.
That's exactly it. Well, you know, with the Gophers game,
Iowa's a really good team too.
Iowa's a really good team, and also the Gophers just beat Penn State. And so I can't imagine how tired they were already going into the Iowa game.
Yeah.
You know, because we're not talking about professional athletes here. We're talking about college age kids.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not kids. I suppose it be almost being 40, I can start calling 20-year-olds kids.
Oh, damn kids. Damn kids playing that.
Get off my field.
Get on that field and win a game.
But, you know, that's my hot take on it, is that they had a huge Penn State game last week.
Yeah. I think they were, you know, that riled them up a lot, and then they kind of were spent from that, you know, so it was hard to get as built up for this one.
You know what would have helped? Probably some load management.
Load management.
You know,
Management?
I think so.
Oh, well, real quick, I just want to say that
Does college do load management?
no. But I have some extended family that have a history in Iowa college, so
Oh, nice.
I'm okay with Iowa being good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are a good team.
And I do hope the Gophers come back from this. And who are they playing next?
Western something.
Duke or the Wolverines or
Northwestern?
something? I don't know. Probably some Wolverines. Probably
I
just
think
some Wolverines.
everything's the Tigers in college football.
Everything. Oh, they're all Tigers?
There's a lot of Tigers.
A lot of Tigers, huh?
So many
Yep.
Tigers.
Lots of,
This is like a damn zoo in here. What is this?
but yeah, Iowa. I mean, they were. If it's not embarrassing to lose to Iowa to be your first loss, so that's not bad. That's not a bad thing at all.
No. Go Gophers.
Yeah,
Go Gophers.
Gophers.
Iowa's doing fine. They don't need me to. They're doing fine. You don't need to send them the tweet emojis. Just send Gophers the tweet emojis.
So to just finish up our NFL talk here, the Patriots are still 9-1. Chiefs are 7-4. Ravens 8-2. Colts 6-4. Cowboys 6-4. 49ers still 9-1. Seahawks are 8-2. Packers 8-2. Vikings 8-3. Saints 8-2. So we have a lot of 8-2. Like, it's really bunched up here in the standings right now.
Go Ravens.
So
Ravens.
Yeah.
that was some pretty good football this last week, other than the first half.
Yeah, man. The glass was half football. And that's just sometimes the way it goes.
So,
Load management, you were saying before. Right?
Did you have a sound effect?
no, I don't have it up.
No.
There was some nice emotions with your hands there. We need to remember, like, we have a secret message system for us. Yeah, did you know that, audience members? We do have a secret message system to send so that we can, since we can't, like, I don't know sign language.
So we just invent our own hand signals that we know what they are.
Or we can write things down on paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then when I'm writing things down on paper, I can't talk at the same time as I write.
You have trouble with that?
I do, I think. Like, I'd be probably...
Either your sentence, like, strays off into, like,
have you ever tried
halfway
that?
what you're writing,
To
or you
have a
start writing what you're saying instead of what you're trying to write.
Have you ever tried that? Have a conversation with somebody while you're writing something else?
Yes.
Can you do that?
It's not easy.
I can do that while I'm typing.
Ooh.
Oh, I can't do that either.
I can do that typing. That's like, it's not like a good sentence, I don't think. I don't think it would be a good sentence. Huh. We should, by next week, we should all test this. And now we have a test to bring back for next week. Man, next week.
I don't want to do homework on this.
Oh, shoot. We already have a lot of homework projects.
We don't need that kind of homework.
I know what we can do.
What can we do? Oh!
We can talk about basketball.
Oh, nice. Dude. Basketball. TWolves, man, they haven't won a few. Except tonight. They did it tonight. Yeah. We showed them. Who'd we play?
They just won.
That was against, like,
Victory, T-Wolves!
Oh boy, I'm sorry.
I
I'm really sorry, but I did find the sound effects.
There you go.
there they were.
Oh, that hurt my ears.
Who did we win against tonight? Is it the Wolverines? Oh, Utah.
Utah.
Okay.
Yeah, we won. Yeah, we won without Wiggins. Unfortunately, Wiggins has been gone for the last 4 games, and we haven't won since the last four games, except for this one.
They did it for Wiggins.
They had to. They had to. He, like, the first couple games, he was out for personal reasons, and then tonight's game he was out for being sick, which I'm assuming had to do something to do with the earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm getting kind of choked up here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Wiggins, he's okay.
Wiggins definitely needs the fuzz tweet hugs around now.
He needs a lot of them. We need to keep up with them throughout the week.
Sounded like one of his family members had recently passed away. So, but yeah, it shows that he's doing something with the Timberwolves, and him and Karl Towns can't.
Yeah, they're doing great. I mean, it's just it seems, especially tonight, Cat showed up finally and did a great showing of him. You know, his effort without Wiggins, put up record numbers tonight for himself. But you know, without him, it definitely he needs his number 2. Just like a lot of people in this league, this is a 1 and a 2 league. Our 1 is Cat and our 2 is Wiggins, and clearly we're going to struggle when we don't have our 2.
Mm-hmm. You said that he had a personal best tonight? Cat.
Karl Anthony Towns did, yes.
Nice. Well, what was that? What's that stat?
I'm going to pull those numbers up right now because I want to get it right.
Yeah. And numbers are kick-ass.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. Towns had 7, or he had what was it? I think 7 3-pointers, which is his most he's ever done.
Good work, Towns.
Personal best. Yep.
So
he only did 33 minutes too.
Ooh.
I mean, it's a lot, but it's not as many as it could have been.
Yeah. Just imagine.
Yeah.
So hopefully, when Wiggins comes back, he will be still on that hot streak, having that fireball hot streak when he comes back, like he had. Yeah, I don't know.
He's got what it takes.
And that was your Wiggins update. But yeah, so the Timberwolves since last week have won 3 games and lost 2, which is really nice. Tonight's game was a lot of fun to watch. And then you're gonna mention the Lakers haven't lost. They've lost only 2 games right now.
They've only lost 2 games this season, and the first one was the first game of the season. They lost to the Clippers, and so they've basically, kind of just been the best team in the league ever since that moment.
Wow.
Which is impressive. The LeBron experiment is totally working in LA. They've put a lot of pieces together that everyone thought would take a while to mesh, and they are just gelling. I mean, it's working for them. It's amazing to watch their highlights too. And they do things that are just street ball stuff. Like they just have fun.
That's awesome. That's what we were talking about before.
Dominating, man.
Yeah. Just let the players have fun and not worry about specific positions. I'm sure.
Yep.
Just play and use that whole load management thing, right?
Yeah, LeBron's, instead of him doing it the regular load management style, he's just lessening his minutes because he doesn't want to miss games. So he's playing the least minutes of his career, but he's playing the best basketball of his career almost at the same time. It's insane. It's crazy.
That's pretty awesome because then he's still playing those games without the audience having to worry about their tickets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what I saw, which was funny, is that the Minnesota Wild had mentioned that they don't believe in the whole load management schemes with like the NBA does.
Maybe they should start though.
Do you think?
Yeah, maybe we should.
The Wild. Let's see here. What is their record right now? I'm trying to look it up.
Like 4.
I think they might have won a game since our last show.
Oh well, that's nice.
They think they've played 4 games.
Oh boy. The Wild. They're not very wild. They're kind of the Minnesota tame right now.
Tame.
You can't even find
Minnesota domesticated.
They've been deleted from the internet.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, they're 7-11.
Team 404.
7-11-2. Yeah. Maybe look into this load management stuff instead of bad mouthing it.
Yeah.
It's like
might be something to it. I mean, I understand a lot of the criticisms of it, but I believe idealistically it can be done right with personal responsibility on the players to not abuse that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I'm kind of glad we're re-examining this because after our conversation last week, we've all thought more about it, and it's kind of like we all identify with it more. I get load management, but it's just how you do it is what's important,
Yeah.
Don't just take vacation.
It could be exploited and abused and overused.
Yes.
And then do you even want that player to play for you if they're going to do that? Because it doesn't seem like they really care about the game, which is weird. And sorry to jump back to NFL here a little bit, but because this may tie in with all the other sports. I heard on the radio about how the Pro Bowl voting's coming up soon, and does it matter? And do the players care? And they're talking about how a lot of the NFL players don't really care about football outside of their own team and what the next week is going to be. They don't watch other games. They don't watch unless if it's going to be against the next team up. And they really don't care about the sport specifically. So that it doesn't really matter to them if they're on the Pro Bowl and not. They like to get the stats, of course, but to actually have to go and play the game.
Yeah, it's an extra day of work.
Yeah.
That almost everyone else gets off.
And that's something that I never really thought of. How I figured a player would be a big that sport, a fan of that sport, but it just sounds like they're not. What's that?
A student of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
But
so much
some
more
aren't
pronounced.
competitors.
What?
Some are just competitors.
You gotta
That's all
speak
they care about is competing. They don't really care about like watching other people compete. They just want to compete.
Yeah.
So I can see that being true.
Yeah. It's just something new to me. I never even thought of that.
No, I think that's more pronounced in football because of the shorter season.
I can see
You
that.
know,
too.
you really want to save yourself for every game if you're, competing at that level.
Mhm.
Whereas in baseball, you got 160 games or something. It might be like 200 now. I don't know.
They're gonna up the
Baseball,
games.
baseball always changes. No one ever knows what's going to happen in baseball.
Yeah.
Never.
Huh. Well, okay. I
Some
guess I'm the
people-
only person that thought of that. Oh, that was strange.
No, I've never thought of it that way before.
Some people know what's going
It
to happen.
just seems
in
selfish
baseball.
to me almost.
Yeah.
But
You'd think that they'd want to love the thing they're involved in, but some people just look at it as a job, I guess.
yeah. And with that, I suppose
Baseball?
yeah, I mean, like, I was just gonna say, like, it's strange that people that are playing as sports don't really care about that sport, which translate into people cheating at sports. Like, at least they're not cheating.
Yeah.
If
Too much.
like, if you don't care about the sport that you're playing, why wouldn't you cheat to be a better person at it, or be a better to win those World Series? And in 2017, that happened, and the Astros were caught cheating to win the World Series.
2 years ago?
2017. Yep.
What
Basically,
were they caught doing then? The same thing they caught them doing now?
Well, now it's up to they're questioning if what they did this season was part of stealing signs again instead of getting tip pitching.
Yeah.
They think that it sounds like they've found emails from all the way from the top executives telling the scouts and people like that to set up a camera in the outfield to steal the signs for the pitches. So then they would have a guy in the dugout, outside the dugout, watching that screen, and he would hit a garbage can with a bat or his shoe, he'd kick it, and he'd make a signal if it's an off-speed pitch. So then they're like, okay, I can for sure hit this because it's off-speed. So they would let them know through these signals in different ways, so the batter knows this next pitch is off-speed, I need to smash it.
Ooh.
And it sounds like, now I don't know, they're still trying to figure out if they used it in the World Series, but they're finding evidence that seems like yes, they did use it in the World Series.
Then
But
and
for
now.
sure they found out that they did it in the regular season for sure.
then
Yes, for sure in the regular season and almost for
what?
sure.
Okay, when you say that, when?
Oh, 2017.
2017.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're saying that they definitely found it in 2019.
Did they?
No, you were saying that.
That's what I thought.
They were doing similar things in 2019, so they might still be using the same practices. Yes, this is not, the investigation's not into 2019 yet. They're still just investigating 2017.
Man, they should get going with that.
And
They're a bit behind.
And just to mention, this is more than tipping pitches. Like a couple podcasts ago, we were talking about tipping pitches, and weren't we bringing up the Astros during that podcast about how they're doing so great at figuring out the tipping pitches, and that's totally legit?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Now that is.
But because they're using electronics, it makes it not?
Yes. Because they're using an illegal form of figuring it out. So if they can use their naked eye and they can catch it, they can use it.
Yeah.
Because that's part of the game. If you can figure out the signals they're doing right in front of you, why can't you figure that out?
Mm-hmm.
But they're not doing the pitching signals in front of you. Those are hidden. The whole point is they do deception with that. But if you have cameras set right on it and all you're doing is looking at it and you're not supposed to be, that's breaking a rule. You're cheating.
Yeah, and that is a specific rule in the MLB.
Yes.
You can't.
Boston Red Sox got in trouble for using an Apple Watch in a dugout once.
Ah.
What were they using it for?
I believe it was for the same thing. They were stealing signs or something.
Oh.
Yeah. So they don't put up with electronics in your you're allowed to steal signs and all that, just not electronically. And they are clearly using electronics here, and they were told to use electronics. So this is where I've got a question for you guys.
Okay.
It turns out they used these electronics to steal the signs in the World Series, which led them to win the World Series. Should they vacate this World Series and there is no 2017 World Series champion?
What did they do? Okay, so with that, what did they do when they found out people had been doing steroids?
They can't prove that steroids were used in the specific games. They just know they used them in the seasons.
Don't they sometimes? Do they take away records of people that they find that have cheated or done steroids? Like what happened?
Yeah, they get their record taken away.
Yeah.
I guess of course the main person you ever think of it for something like this would be
Barry Bonds?
Mark McGuire.
No. I'm not even thinking about steroids.
Oh.
No. Are you thinking of
Pete Rose?
Pete Rose.
Yes.
Was his records taken away?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
He is expunged.
It's not like the records are there with an asterisk next to it.
No.
It's straight up taken away.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, someone has it cataloged somewhere. You can
yeah. I mean,
look it up.
Then our memories remember too, but
not always. But
I remembered it. I don't remember much. And then the other question was, there are other World Series or years that we haven't had a World Series because of strikes and stuff like that. Has there ever been a year without a World Series?
I think there's one that doesn't have one because of the strike. The lockout.
The lockout, yeah, not the strike.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Isn't there one?
And maybe during like World War II.
So
Right. I like that too.
So the end of the world would not happen if we didn't have a World Series that year.
Yeah.
No.
And we can't go back in time and tell them not to cheat.
Yeah.
Nope.
And the record would be like 20. Who did the Astros beat in 2017?
Dodgers.
The Dodgers. So the record would be like, oh, the Dodgers, played in the World Series.
I guess that's the other question. Do the Dodgers automatically win?
No.
No. They still get the stat of making it to the World Series.
They're still National League champions.
Yes.
But all of the Astros stuff would be vacated. There would be no American League champion that year.
Yep.
They would not be the winner of their division. They wouldn't win the World Series.
Okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, take it away. Take it away from them. Take all those trophies. If they know for a fact that they cheated, yep. I mean, that's what they do with that Blizzard. That's what they did with that Blizzard kid.
Yep. Because I think
case.
if they prove they did it in the World Series, it should be gone.
Yeah.
If they can't prove they did it in the World Series, then I don't think that's enough. But if they did it in the World Series, that's cheating.
Did they win this year? No, the Nationals won. But they were in the World Series this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
And luckily, so on their case, for not winning or not, I don't know.
Man, they cheated and they still couldn't win.
Still couldn't win.
The Nationals saved us.
They couldn't
from their.
They didn't get into the 2018 World Series either.
No.
So.
Almost.
Mm-hmm.
You know who's going to go to the World Series next year?
The Twins.
You know why?
Did we sign someone?
We signed Odorizzi.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Got it.
We got him.
Oh, I thought that was going to be a goner for sure.
Nope.
He accepted the qualifying offer.
Nice.
Yep, we got him.
Odorizzi, he wants to hang out with the Bumbas.
Well, I think what it is that he wants to hang out with us at the Expo.
Yeah.
The Twins Expo that we're going to go to.
Yeah, is he going to be there?
I'm sure he will be since he signed, and he's going to want to answer a lot of questions for FuzzJockRadio.
Yeah. We'll be prepared.
That will be awesome. That's going to be a great podcast in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we signed him. Unfortunately, one of our prospects passed away though.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know anything about that, C-Dubs?
It just sounds like they found his body this morning, and they are saying it was natural causes, which sounds strange because he was very young.
Yeah.
Yeah. All we know is that he passed away, and it's very unfortunate, very sad.
Yeah.
That's pretty
This is a
sad.
somber episode.
Yeah, well, you got to have those sometimes and just be like, hey, life does exist outside of sports.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
So I would like to just say, for everybody that passed away this last week, we love you, and
We love you.
Peace be with you and those around you.
Mm-hmm. All right.
it's that time.
Yay!
You know what that sound means? It is fuzzy memory trivia, which is a really hard title to say. Fuzzy's memories trivias, fuzzy memory trivias. I don't remember what it's supposed to be.
But you remember Pete Rose.
And luckily, I did. And luckily, I remembered the scores, I believe. The scores currently are Jamez 10, C-Dubs 10, and the guests 7.
All right.
So here we go. Sports trivia.
Number
Follow along at home.
10.
I'm currently at
Episode 10. And we're tied at 10.
and episode 10. Oh, man, we didn't even make a big deal about that.
Episode 10.
Wow. Who goes first? C-Dubs?
Yep.
Which is the only American football team to go a whole season undefeated, including the Super Bowl?
The Miami Dolphins.
Bonus question. What year?
It's 1967.
Incorrect. Jameis for the steal.
1972.
Correct. C-Dubs and Jameis both get 1 point on that first question. Isn't that crazy?
It's funny. We've actually gotten this in the reverse order before.
Oh, reverse
You
order.
got the first part right, and I got the second part right last time.
Oh, wow. So I asked that question already.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what's going on.
It's
I
like
still
a
got it
time
wrong.
loop.
I see what's going on. Jameis,
You've created a time paradox.
who has won more tennis Grand Slam titles, Venus Williams or Serena Williams?
Serena Williams.
Correct. Jameis with another point. Okay. C-Dubs.
Mm-hmm.
Which boxer inflicted Muhammad Ali's first defeat in professional boxing?
Joe Frazier.
Correct. Bonus question. What year?
And I don't know. 66.
Incorrect. Jameis for the steal of the bonus.
Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. 1972.
Incorrect. 1971.
Oh, no.
Ooh, so close.
So close. Okay, Jameis.
Yes.
Oh, I read that one already.
You kidding me?
Which country has produced the most Formula One World Championship winning drivers?
Formula One championship winning drivers. Which country? It's Italy.
Incorrect. Damn. C-Dubs for the steal.
France.
Incorrect. The United Kingdom
Okay.
with 10 different winners.
Whatever you say.
I would have guessed Italy first.
Mm-hmm. Who's up? C-Dubs?
Yes.
Yes.
Which NFL team appeared in 4 consecutive Super Bowls from 1991 to 1994 and lost them all?
The Buffalo Bills.
Correct.
We've had
Bonus
that one.
question: who is the quarterback? Jameis.
John Elway.
Incorrect.
We already had that question?
No, I'm making up the answer. It's Joe Kelly.
How many questions did we do already?
1, 2, 3. This is the 4th one.
This is the 4th one?
Wait, no.
We're in a time loop.
Oh, boy.
I don't know now.
James, which is the only team to play in every Soccer World Cup tournament?
Soccer World Cup tournament? Guyana.
Incorrect. C-dubs for the steal.
What was the question again?
Which is the only team to play in every Soccer World Cup tournament?
England?
Incorrect. Brazil.
God damn, that was my backup. Should have gone with it.
Okay.
I think that's... Oh well. Go on more.
Oh, and that's the end of the round of fuzzy memory trivia. And
Did C-Dubs take the lead on that?
C-Dubs took the lead. He has now 13 points to James's 12 points to the guest 7 points. This is our first lead change, which is exciting. You know what happens with lead changes?
Means I have the momentum.
Oh, man.
It means that James gets 1 extra question to tie it back up.
Oh, what?
Yep.
How did that happen?
Memories.
Which golf tournament did Tiger Woods win by 12 strokes in 1997 to record his first major championship win?
Which golf tournament?
Yeah.
There's multiple ones?
There's
Oh yeah.
Why would they do that to themselves?
There's a whole season of golf.
Are these people
For the
seeking any
tie
kind of therapy
to
for
come
that sort of
back.
self-abuse?
and we have this question because we had a lead change.
It was
Come on, you can do it. You can figure it out.
PGA.
Incorrect.
That's the name of a tour, right?
Yes, it's a PGA tour. So, what's your real answer then?
This is
'Cause that was not your final answer. I know. That was
PGA Championship.
incorrect. Oh, that's not right.
Oh.
The Masters.
Yeah, it was the Masters. Just the straight up Masters.
Oh.
First green jacket.
So we got C-Dubs at 13, James at 12, and the guest at 7. That was a really awesome, very awesome fuzzy memories. I enjoyed it. Are you laughing at me or something or what?
No, it's the Masters.
It's the Masters.
It's the Masters of the universe.
Yeah.
That was a good cartoon.
You know what was also good?
Concept.
You know what also was good?
What also was good also?
Also was good. I think this episode was good.
This is episode 10.
This is episode 10.
What a great episode.
Dudes,
We've come a long way.
we've gotten through all 10 episodes, and there's going to be more episodes after this, guys.
Here's to another 10.
What we were thinking of is that we are going to make this, we are going to have a break in February. Is that what we figured?
Like after the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. Right after we're going to have an episode right after the Super Bowl. And then we are going to take a quick break. So that will bring us to 20 episodes. There will be a bonus episode to bring us to 21, and we'll call that season 1 of FuzzJockRadio. Just to let you guys know what we're thinking of planning, because I'd like to kind of be transparent with our thoughts and plans on our future with this with our audience, because we definitely respect what your opinions are. Which brings me to the point of, if you ever want to contact us to correct us on our stats or what we're talking about, feel free. Be nice, but you can definitely send us an emails to FuzzJockRadio@gmail.com. Send us messages on Twitter. We'll respond to you. Send us messages on Facebook. We'll respond to you. All under the FuzzJock Radio banner. Correct us. Let us know if we had something wrong. If you have any ideas for what we should do for this show, or if you want to be a guest, just make sure to contact us.
Yeah.
We're nice guys. Like I said, please be nice to us because we do have feelings.
Yeah.
Don't be like, yo, you are stupid and you didn't know this. Well, you can do that too because then we'll laugh and we'll.
Yeah, I think it's really cool when people do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that person knows.
Maybe
what's up.
you should be maybe you should be the email guy for us.
Okay.
Yeah. So like if you send us an email, you'll know that James is the one that's specifically responding to you.
I check in my email.
And I'll make sure to go to FuzzTalkRadio.com for music and more entertainment. Go to FuzzTalkShop.com to get your hoodie and your T-shirts. C-Dubs is holding up his hoodie, his sweater that his fiancée just got, but he's currently wearing it. Help us get better by responding to us and buying some of our merch. We'll definitely use it for better stuff.
And not like putting cameras in the outfield per se.
Yeah, we won't do that. We might be on our phones while we're playing baseball, but no, I don't know.
But that's just to see how many emojis we get on Twitter,
and it'll help us be able to stay away from those evil sponsors and evil advertisements that we all don't enjoy. With that, you guys got any good big plans or anything for the next week?
I'm just gonna start prepping for next week's show.
Okay.
I got special something for next week.
Oh.
Ooh.
You do?
Okay.
I do.
Oh, nice.
Vikings have a bye week, so I've got something special for next week.
You gonna let us know what's going on special, or are you just gonna be a surprise? Okay, well,
gotta tune in.
Is it a guest? Ooh,
You'll
sorry.
see.
We'll see. Well, James, what's going on over
Man,
here?
I'm gonna be just racking my mind trying to figure out what Charlie's surprise is gonna be.
Okay.
Looking forward to. No, it's not Thanksgiving this weekend. That's next week.
That's next week.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just feel like Thanksgiving should be this week. I might have Thanksgiving this week.
I feel that it should be Thanksgiving this week too.
Yeah.
I've been thinking the same thing.
I might just have Thanksgiving this week.
You want
I
to
don't
have
know.
Thanksgiving this week?
Maybe.
Tomorrow?
No, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's not good.
How about Wednesday?
Oh, I was thinking like a Thursday. Cause
Thursday.
Thanksgiving is on a Thursday.
Well, I thought that if we were going to just move Thanksgiving, we could move it to a day that would be cooler than Thursday.
I mean, let's not buck too many traditions.
Oh, I suppose. And then we still could have the Thursday night Thanksgiving football.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Thanksgiving already happened. Remember, you went to the bank and it was closed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, we're just going to do another one.
Yeah, because I missed it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's what...
And then Christmas comes sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm not a person that really celebrates Christmas, but I know a lot of people will be happy about that.
Dude, I celebrate presents.
Presents? Oh, me too.
I believe in presents.
I was thinking,
I believe in presents.
since so much happened this last week for me where it seemed like nothing happened, next week I'm going to do all the things that I didn't think I was going to do this week, but I did do. Like
We're in a time loop.
I was thinking of getting a P.O. box.
Oh, yeah?
Ooh,
So people could send us like presents.
A FuzzJockRadio P.O. box?
Yeah. Why not?
I love it.
I bet people want to send us presents.
Do you think people would want to send us presents?
Yes. Then we can have a little Stickly song.
And we could become have fan mail. Oh man. Having a P.O. box, you automatically get fan mail, right? Called bills.
Yeah.
Yeah,
From Buffalo Bill.
So
We'll
this
chase you down.
So this next week, what I'm going to do is figure out a slogan with everybody. And when I say I'm going to do it, that means that we're all combined together on doing this.
Everyone.
Hands
across America.
We are going to figure out how to be able to link hands up that cross the whole nation of America, and then eventually get across the ocean, and then across the world.
Yeah.
And then with those hands being tied together will cause a loop that brings the gravity of the center of the earth closer to the gravity of the center of the sun, which makes a big elongated hyperbola. And through that hyperbola, you go straight up, and then you get into that time loop where then everything's okay.
There you go.
Okay. Thank you for tuning into FuzzJock Radio. This has been brought to you by FuzzJockRadio.com and FuzzTalkRadio.com and all of your supporting athletes and supporting actors. Nobody was hurt in the making of this podcast, so you got that. We love you, and we will see you in the near future.
FuzzJock Radio!
Hut, hut, hike!